was whip out some Pokemon cards. I have an entire binder here of Pokemon cards from the 90s. Back when I was young and into Pokemon cards. I cannot find my favorite Pokemon card, which is one of the Japanese cards that is in its own little plastic holder. I randomly only have two that are in plastic holders here, and that would be Chansey and Magneton. Now, Magneton has 80 hit points. Chansey has 120 hit points. Chansey can scrunch, and Magneton can sonic boom and self-destruct. Every time I see Magneton, I think about the game Pokemon Snap that I used to play again in the late 90s on N64. And then the first few pages of my Pokemon card book, again, these are all things I found in my childhood bedroom. Actually, this wasn't in my childhood bedroom, but in my childhood home. Hi. Hi, guys. The first few pages are all like the holographic cards. We have Pinsir and Ninetales, Arcanine, Raichu, Clefable, Kangaskhan, Machamp, Hitmonchan, Dugong. Some of the cards I have tons of. I wonder if I know nothing about Pokemon anymore. I probably stopped dealing with Pokemon in like the year 2000. Maybe, yeah, probably around then. So I'm curious, are there the same Pokemon now that there were 25, 30 years ago? I mean, they have to have the same ones. I know there are some new ones. I don't know. Do you have any extremely rare ones? Sorry guys, I don't have a stand for this right now. You're in a cup. Why do I whisper? Because this is ASMR and we're here to relax. And whispering is relaxing. The only really rare card I have is the one that I cannot find, but I know I have it. I can't remember what it is, but it is a Japanese card that's in Japanese. I probably got it in like 1998. My cousin. Alright, we got some weirdos in here, that's great. Is it a Charizard? I don't think that one is a Charizard. I have Charizard. But the thing about the Pokemon cards is, back when cousin, who was a few years older than me, him, and his sister, who was my age, would all play with our Pokemon cards, and he would make us do the worst trades ever. Thank you for saying beautiful voice. And I would trade like a great card for like a Psyduck. That's a Pokemon, right? A Psyduck. She wanted to listen. I've been on the internet for a long time, and I've dealt with some weird people. I might be new to the ASMR YouTube game, but I'm not new to the internet. I invented the internet. What's the worst card? Let's go towards the end of this book and see what we have here. Now, I never actually played the Pokemon game because I never fully understood how to play it, so I have all of these like trainer cards and the energy cards. Again, I don't know if anyone in here played with them, but like the energy cards that look like this. I have pages and pages of those. Why do I even have these? Why did I keep them? That I don't know. I do have, look at this, just pages of energy cards that are all the same. You know, back in the day we thought these were going to be worth something, which we learned was not the case. They're only worth something if like they don't have a like the pictures don't have shadows on them or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have a favorite card. The only card that it's that Japanese card that it's in a drawer somewhere. I don't know why it's not with the other cards. I guess that would be my favorite card. I have pages of Machoke. Oh my god, I have so many Machops. If that little pervert is still in the stream. Here's Lickitung. If you want to be weird. Oh, come back sometime. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate it. I'm bizarre. What's cool is like I've always been someone that's listened to ASMR, or at least for the last 12 years, to be able to like help me fall asleep at night. And now my insomnia has just gotten so bad in my life that I think actually doing ASMR helps me relax. So if I can just come on here, make some videos, tap on some things, whisper, ramble, that actually helps me to be able to relax and sleep a little bit easier. You know what, when I was younger, now that I'm looking at this, I really liked, for no reason, the Ninetales card. I thought that the Ninetales was really pretty. Obviously one of the holographic cards. And I also like Kangaskhan. I always liked Kangaskhan. I'm gonna whip him out. Kangaskhan, 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 Kangaskhan. Is there anything else ASMR related you are going to do in this stream? What would you like me to do? That's a scary question to ask the internet. But is there anything in particular that you enjoy? Tapping, liquid sounds, ask you a question then. Excuse me while I move my mic. I love liquid. I have a few options. Where's my other one? Okay, I have this bottle, which is an oral rinse, but I did put some soapy water in here. We have that one. I don't like thinner sounds, but I do have some thinner sounds. Hang on, I'm gonna spray my face with this water. Not for the sounds, but just because I'm genuinely so warm because I have the fan off. Okay. Now, obviously, this is a thin liquid. I don't like it. I know some people do. And then I do have a foam. Oh, hang on. It's behind me. Give me 1 second. Something fell and it scared my dog. I also have this mousse that, hang on, I'm gonna spray a little bit because I love it. I guess I'll put it in my hair. I don't know where else to go. If you hear noises, that's my dog, so I apologize. He moves around a bit. I quite like this one. This is kind of clicky and liquidy. That mousse really did something to my hair. Ew, I'm gonna have to rewash it. I hope everyone's had a fantastic day, or is about to have a fantastic day. Unsure where you're at in the world. I had a pretty productive day. And I should be more tired because we had some people come over to work on the roof at 7 a.m. That was loud and obnoxious, so obviously I could not go back to sleep. Something that I always do on my channel is remind people how loved they are, because people don't get to hear that enough, and I'd say most of us probably go through our days without hearing that from anyone. So I do just like to put that out there into the world. You are more loved than you know. Even if you feel like no one cares about you, people do. You don't hear it, but they do. And whatever you're going through, it's gonna work out. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of lotion on my hands. Hi Judy, hi Judy, hi Judy, hi Judy, hi Judy. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate everyone that stops by. I've actually never gone live on YouTube before. I've gone live plenty of times on TikTok, but I've never come to YouTube, so figured let's do it tonight. If anyone has any specific requests, I am open to hearing them. I might not be able to accommodate, but if I can accommodate, I would love to. Massage you up, massage you up. If anyone has any requests, let me know. Let me know. I was just letting everyone know that whatever you're going through in life, it's gonna work out. It is going to be okay. I love when you just talk. Hey, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm very good at talking. I'm actually very bad at not talking. If I ever had to make a video with no talking, I truly don't even think I could do it. In my day-to-day life, can't shut up. Can you please do some slow tapping? Carol, hi. Yes, I can. Carol, if you hang out a while, tell me a little more. Do you like fingertip or do you like nail tapping? And then is there a particular type of sound you like tapping on? Like, I have this candle here. I have this passport case, which I think is quite nice. specifics. If you want to send me your address, go for it, but you can be very vague. You can even just give me a continent, a hemisphere. You are not from Egypt, Judy. That's so cool. What the heck time is it there? You're on the opposite end of the world. It is midnight here. I am in the central time zone of the United States. 8 a.m. Don't get sleepy at 8 a.m. unless you work the night shift. I don't know your life. I used to, when I would have to work really early in the morning, and I'm talking like, this was probably 2013, 2014, I would come into work, and on slow days, I would put ASMR on. I worked at a healthcare facility. I would wrap myself up in a warm blanket, put ASMR on, set my phone's alarm clock for every 10 minutes, just so I could keep waking. Like, I would continue to fall asleep, and then wake up, check that nothing needed to be done, go back to... I was working by myself at this clinic. Good times, man. I just wasn't ready to fully wake up yet. Thank you for coming. I love smaller creators, and I love ASMR that isn't like overproduced. You know, kudos to all those ASMR artists that have the studios that they film in, and the best microphones and the best cameras. But what does it for me is more of the low quality stuff. Thank you, Carol. Again, if anyone wants me to switch it up a little bit, let me know. We can kind of go back and forth between some triggers. Judy, do you work at a hospital or healthcare facility that has warm blankets? Carol, yes, just like me. Like, there are certain ASMR artists that are so big and have millions of followers, and I truly don't understand why people love them so much, because I just feel like I can't fully enjoy it knowing that there's so much production going on, because part of ASMR for me is, I think, like, the randomness of it and the spontaneity of it, and that feeling you'd get when a kid in your classroom in first grade was like tapping his pencil, you know, just something that you can't create. It kind of has to come naturally. I work in a hospital as a volunteer. That's great. Just for a month, though. Well, you're very appreciated as a volunteer. Any sort of volunteer work needs to get more recognition, so that's great. I actually left the healthcare field. Technically, in 2019, I left like a clinical role. I was an ultrasound tech. And then I started working at a medical device company. And I'm recently trying to switch careers altogether and go into a tech role. And getting a job in that is a nightmare, so what the heck did I decide to do with my life? I don't know. I'm gonna whip out my little piece of foam that I just adore, because I like it. Gosh darn it. things about my life. Grateful. I got you. This feels so warm and cozy. It's great. You've been scrolling, huh? Well, I really appreciate that you stopped here, Carol, whether it's for a few minutes or longer. I appreciate it. But yeah, I went through the breakup and we obviously had to, move out of our place, and I moved in with my parents for a bit, and it was just this, what am I doing? What am I doing? And realizing that my career, even though I was successful and making a lot of money and, good at it, I wasn't happy. And I think a lot of people are kind of going through that awakening right now in life, realizing life is more than money and material. You need to have some sort of peace in your life, and if you don't have your mental health, you're not going to have your physical health, and if you don't have your health, you have nothing. So I decided to switch it up, and I said I don't want to spend the next 30 years doing something that I'm not happy with. So why not switch it up now? And that's what I'm doing. So I don't know how old everyone is that's on here or that's going to watch the stream back, but just know that you can switch it up. I was 34 when I decided to make a change. I know people that I had a coworker who's a good friend of mine who's, what is she now, 51, 52? She completely changed her life when she was around 47 or so. I mean, you can make a change whenever you want to. Nothing's stopping you. I had that thought. I put in so much effort into school and getting my degree and working my way up in my career. Who cares? You're not trapped. You can start again. But I will say I'm very fortunate because obviously I had a lot of savings that allowed me to make a change. I had a family that was there to fall back on when I needed to move out of my place. So I'm fortunate in that way, and I recognize not everyone is. Yeah, I've been through quite a few breakups, but that one was the one that sent your girl spiraling. I love that. Also, I love that your name is Serenity. Yeah, sometimes it's almost nice to hear some random stranger, give you a little pep talk. It's like having a therapist, they don't have anything to gain from you. It's just telling you reality without any biases. How long were we together? We were together 3 years. It felt like 30 years, truly. But here we are. And now I'm the most single I've ever probably been in my life. Hi, new follower. I appreciate you. This is a newer ASMR channel, so I appreciate everybody that's stopping in. I only know where one person is from, and they're from Egypt, which is really cool. So, Carol, I was living in Chicago for the last decade approximately, but now I am in the suburbs, and I'll probably be back in the city sooner rather than later. Judy. Yeah, I think whenever I feel like I want to get some relaxation in myself, or I'm a little bit bored, I'll probably just hop on live and some shit. We're shaking a little liquid. Where's my other cup? Where's my other cup? I had 2 cups. Guys, I literally made an ASMR channel last week. This is very fresh, but again, I've been watching ASMR for 12 years, but probably more than 12 years, realistically. But 2013 is when I was, like, into ASMR, you know what I mean? Oh my god, you guys, I just figured out where the other cup is. I hope that muted. I had to laugh at myself for a minute there. That was a very, like, where are my glasses when they're on my face? So, I'm also curious for anyone that wants to, for anyone that is willing to type out, you know, what are some of your favorite ASM artists, or maybe even, like, who were, like, the first ASM artists that you were into when you started watching, whenever that was. My poor dog is gonna, like, die of heat stroke in this room. But if I turn the fan on all the way, then that's, like, loud and obnoxious, and I don't like it. What's funny is this was not my first ASM artist, but for whatever reason, back in 2013, again, when I, like, started to depend on ASMR to help me sleep because I was going through a rough time in my life. Now, what's he called now? He changed his name. He changed everything about himself. At the time, he was called, I think, like, Whisper Mister, and now he's Fred ASMR. Now he looks like Thor. He's like this big, beefy dude. But back then, he was just this skinny little blonde kid with this little British accent. I remember watching some of his videos back in 2013, and he had this, like, spa, like, massage video that I would watch every night, and that was the only way I could go to sleep. Josie B is someone that someone brought up to me recently, and I hadn't even heard of her until, like, a month ago. When I first started watching, I was watching random tapping on wood. Josie B. Okay, we have a couple Josie B fans in the chat. Now, JoJo is someone that I was kind of alluding to earlier. He became too big for me. He has his own studio, his whole, what is called white noise. He has an entire studio now dedicated to it. It's just too produced. I was never, like, a massive fan of him. I feel like I like a lot of weird niche ones. Obviously, like, the OGs, like, Maria, Gentle Whispering, Massage, ASMR, like Dr. Dimitri. More recent ones, I like Patty ASMR. He hasn't really been active in a bit. I'm blanking on names. There were a few that I was very into, but they, like, never post anymore. Or if they do, it's very rare. It's a treat when I see that they popped up. Raffy Taffy. Duh. Sorry, that duh was aggressive. Raffy is, like, the case makes good sounds. The case makes good sounds. certain, like you said, you know, him being young, I still will always think of certain ASM artists as like these babies. And then I'm seeing now that they're like getting into their late 20s or even 30s, and I'm like, number one, I've been watching ASMR for a long time. Number two, I'm getting older. Yikes. When I was like 10, I would watch the slime mixing videos. Carol, I'm curious how old you are. And you better be not a child. I do know Batala ASMR Charm I'm not familiar with. But, dude, she's good. Baking ASMR. Hey, I really appreciate you liking my vibes. Listen, I'm just a lady hanging out, making some sounds, and chit-chatting. That's it. I just want everyone to chill, relax, know how loved they are. I have to go look at Batala because I have not seen her channel in a while. Because I didn't follow her, but her stuff would just pop up on my, you know, like For You page or whatever you call it over here. So this passport expired last year. It did not get used much in the 10 years that I had it. I think I mentioned that in one of my videos. I definitely mentioned that in one of my videos. I only have a few videos up. In 10 years, this passport went to Mexico one time. It went to the US Virgin Islands, where you do not even need a passport, so it just came along for the ride. And then a couple years ago, I went to London because my ex's sister lives in London, so it was a big family affair. And that is it. I have traveled the US a lot, but not outside of it. Tapping, popping, scratching. I love tap. Okay, hear me out. Okay. I like a good old whisper ramble, which is clearly what I'm doing. I don't know why that's so relaxing. I have no idea. Because I feel like in real life, if someone was around me whispering, I'd be like, shut the up, you know? I guess the same with every trigger. Anyway, whispering, I like tapping, love tapping, but I don't love it on everything. Like, I'm not a fan of glass tapping, for example. I have glass here if I need to use it, but I personally don't like glass. But I'm pretty open to other types of tapping. I like thick liquid sounds. I like massage videos. So either watching people get a massage or like someone pretending to massage me. Like, give me a good old head scratch. I truly feel like I can feel it. You know, like the visual and the sound. Carol, I don't like hair brushing. There's a difference. And I don't like brushing. And I don't like brushes on the mic. I don't like that either. I'm picky, I guess. Yeah, but I love a good personal massage video. I did a little bit of that in one of my other videos. You know what? We've got a nice little cute group here. I'm going to show you exactly what I did, and you're going to be either disgusted or think it's funny. Light mouth sounds, hand movements. I love a good negative energy block. I really need to work on that because I don't think I'm good at it, but I truly feel like it takes my negative energy away when they do was pregnant with me. That was her craving. Nerds. Hence why I turned out the way I did. Because she ate a lot of nerds. What does this sound like? The thing is, at this point, everything is gonna sound like sticky tapping. Because I'm so sweaty. Do you eat nerds and vanilla ice cream? I've never done that. However, that sounds delicious, and I would do it. Or like vanilla ice cream with Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks, Pop Rocks, Pop Rocks, Pop Rocks, Pop Rocks, Pop Rocks. That sounds kind of like I'm saying Pop Ross, Pop Ross, Pop Ross, Pop Ross, Pop Ross. Legend. A coworker of mine, when I went down to Austin, Texas with her, took me to a fancy restaurant. And one of the dishes that we got was edamame with Pop Rocks. And that was a cool experience. What's my favorite ice cream flavor? Oh god. I love ice cream. This is stressful. Now I'm stressed. This is supposed to be relaxing. I like oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You might have to hang out for another half hour or so just until I can think of the answer. I like a chocolate ice cream that has stuff in it. Like, so not just chocolate, but if you give me like not even a rocky road, but like a chocolate with maybe like a marshmallow or fudge or like fudge pieces in it. That sounds good. But if I go to an ice cream shop, like a specialty ice cream shop where you get your nice little waffle cone, I usually get, not that this is my favorite, but I usually will get like Superman or Blue Moon. Mind you, Blue Moon and Superman are not like heavy flavors and are really quite generic, but they look fun. So in your mind, they taste exciting, but they're really not. Chocolate brownie ice cream. Chocolate brownie sounds very good. There's quite a few Ben and Jerry. There's one have you ever had Ben and Jerry's fish food ice cream? I went through a phase a couple years ago. Every time I went to the store, I needed to buy that. Hang on one second. I'm gonna grab something and I'm gonna share a special little secret with you guys. Don't get excited. It's not exciting. Oh no, wait. I did not plan on getting the wig out, by the way. You should try fish food and let me know what you think. Again, I did not even go in that drawer to get this wig out, and the only reason I have this wig is a couple weeks ago. It was my friend's birthday party, and it was a surprise party, and the theme was for everyone to come dressed like her. And I thought everyone was gonna wear a blonde wig, because she's blonde. Not another soul wore a blonde wig, only me. Nerd. Okay. No. I need to take this off. This is awful. is a natural blonde for not handing down blonde hair to me, because it does not work. If you were to close your eyes, does that kind of give you a head massage feel? Usually the fake hair doesn't quite hit, doesn't sound great. But I am going to show you what I did last week when I did a pretend massage video. Oh, it was good. Okay, I might have to, maybe it's better than what I did before. So I'm going to show you, or have you hear the sound, and then I'm going to show you what it is that's making that sound. This desk is a mess. This desk is a mess. This desk is a mess. I'm gonna mute this for one moment. Did you see my messy bed? Okay. I'm gonna make this sound, and then I'm gonna show you what it is that I use to make that sound. And there's an entire story behind that, and I don't think we'll get into that. Just scratching your head. Relax, relax. Especially Judy, because it's 8:30 a.m., so you need to go to sleep. See, a nice small group, this can be so personal. I can call you out by name. I can know where you're from. This is great. Okay, guys, any guesses as to what that sound was? If you get it, I will send you $1 million. I don't have $1 million. I'll send you $10,000. Judy, like, what should you be doing? Are you, like, going to work right now, or, like, what are you supposed to be doing? Because if not, like, go to bed. Go to sleep. 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 this is. This is an adult diaper. I'm so sorry, the adult diaper just hit the mic. What's even better about it? This stream went much differently than I had anticipated. What's even better is there's a fake eyelash randomly stuck to the diaper. What the hell is that doing there? So, I wear fake eyelashes a lot when I go out, and they just kind of get stuck everywhere, and they happen to be on the diaper. Now I feel like I have to tell you the origin story of why I have a huge thing of diapers in my closet. Nah. This is supposed to be relaxing. This isn't a comedy hour. You're not prepared for the story. It's too good. Just like you weren't prepared for it to be a diaper. I just want you guys to beg me, that's all. I'm sick. I'm a sick individual. You should be getting sleepy, not excited. You should be getting sleepy, not excited. Okay, you know I was gonna tell you, because if you were here early enough, then you know I'm a talker. Okay, here's what happened. Yes, you have experienced ASMR from an adult diaper, so that's pretty embarrassing for you. Okay, in order for me to tell this story, see, I don't want to lose any of you here. But, so when my ex and I broke up last June, at first, see, I'm gonna turn this into a whole story. It's so unnecessary to share all these details, but I physically have to share every detail about a story. I can't skip over anything. We broke up. I felt like I started to try to date way too soon. Again, after being with someone for 3 years and think you're gonna marry them, and then a couple months later you're already starting to date again. best friend, her sister, lives in the same city as you do. I was going to be going out there, within the next couple months. So we started, talking, FaceTiming, leaving voice notes every day, texting, blah, blah, blah. I have to stay on track. This is still the story about the diapers. Okay. So, I go out there in December. I stay a few days with my friend's sister. There's a whole story about this on TikTok too. I thought no one was going to see, and then 10,000 comments later, a lot of people saw this story. The plan was to spend a couple days with this girl. Yeah, you're like, how do we get to the diapers here? And I'm really excited to spend a couple days with her, have a good time. She was so cute and planned all this stuff for us. I get there. I have a good couple days with my friend's sister and her boyfriend. And I start not feeling well that Friday, and I'm supposed to see her Saturday. I was like, it's probably nerves, especially because I often don't feel well if, I'm stressed. So the next day, she comes and picks me up and takes me to her place. And I tell her that I'm not really feeling that well. But again, I think it's nothing. She thinks it's nothing. We have a nice day. Again, I don't feel great. That night, we go to a really fancy restaurant that she had reservations for. I don't eat anything. I have a few bites of something, and I'm like, I am so sorry, I don't feel well. I'm gonna spare details here because I don't want to upset anyone, especially on an ASMR channel. Just know that when I got back to her apartment, I don't think I've ever been as sick in my entire life as I was there. I'm talking. It was norovirus season, and I got it. And I couldn't imagine a worse scenario than flying across the country, staying at a girl's house that I am trying to get maybe perhaps intimate with. I don't know. I then had to extend my trip for a couple days. Thank God she had a second bedroom and a second bathroom. Otherwise, I don't know. She was a saint, by the way. She took care of me that whole time. She even went into work that Monday and came home for her lunch break to take care of me and check on me. A saint. So at some point, I do get the strength back to fly home. And the following week was Christmas. And on Christmas, we didn't plan to get each other gifts. I didn't think we were doing that. We weren't at that stage. And then she texts me. And she's like, hey, go check your front porch. And I was like, shit, no pun intended. I didn't get her anything. So I go to my front porch. There's an because I may or may not have pooped myself when I was at her apartment. May or may not have. I'm not saying I did. But were we wearing onesies? Did I bring onesies for us to wear? Yes. Are onesies hard to get off? Yes. Might have pooped myself. I don't know. So yeah, she sent me a pack of diapers. So now I have a massive pack of adult diapers, and apparently they make good head massage sounds. And here we are. Oh, David, you're a new person that's entered the chat. This reminds me of the first date scene. Dumb and Dumber. Yep. I didn't even put that together, but yeah, I mean, it was a nightmare. Serenity, I'm not saying I pooped my pants. I didn't say I did it. How are things between y'all now? We did decide to not continue seeing each other, but it had nothing to do with that. We just kind of were like, we want different things, and if we're gonna be a long distance relationship, we kind of have to be on the same page. So, hi. Did the date go well? She's great though. I mean, I published a children's book back in January, and I think the following month she just randomly texted me a picture of her like holding the book. So like she bought it. I didn't tell her to buy that book, but she saw that I put a book out and bought it, even though we stopped talking. So I thought that was very kind. Just a good person. Depends. You deserve a head scratch for that. I mean, it works. Does it not? I think it works better than the wig. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, now you guys all know. And I'm gonna need you to not tell anybody our secret, okay? About the diapers or the norovirus. But bro, tell me how the timing of that worked. I probably hadn't had the stomach flu since like 1997. I deadass don't think I've been sick like that since I was in elementary school. And then I fly 800 miles away. I'm staying at someone's house that I'm meeting for the first time. Gripping trigger with the previous blue book. Do you like the case? Oh my god, why did my voice do that? Do you like the case or the passport itself? I'll whip the case out. Yeah, what timing? Again, if you hear my dog, I am sorry. He's 103 pounds of blob. Just flopping around over there. He's probably dying just like I am again because it's so hot. Blocking negative energy. You actually liked it. I'm gonna have to practice that. I'll do a little more of that. But there really is something so special about that feeling see so much tension. So I'm just going to grab it. Oh, there's a lot there. I'm going to pull it out. Toss it away. And again, I see some down low here. I'm going to try to scrape it up a little bit. You have so much tension in your chest. I can do scissor sounds if you like, you know how I don't love the scissor sounds myself, but I think a lot of people do. A koala and a furry blob. Saying I always wanted to start an ASMR channel and call myself low quality ASMR. I have a piece of wig stuck to my hand. I want to scrape away all of that tension. Scrape away all of that tension. Sometimes people don't throw it away far enough. You are loved. Again, everyone deserves to hear how loved they are every single day. Life is so, so, so hard. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. And I'm not going to sing the Backstreet Boys song. Everyone is going through something. Some might be going through a little bit harder time than others, but never downplay anyone's struggles. Everyone struggles. Never feel bad thinking, oh, someone has it worse than me. You're allowed to have your own feelings about things. Everyone's going through something. And your struggle is valid, whatever it is. And you're gonna get through it, whatever it is. You know, I'm someone that has always struggled with anxiety and depression. As I've gotten older, it's just gotten worse. And something that my psychiatrist told me some years back, that it sounds so simple, but something that she told me sticks with me every time I'm going through something. The dog. A bad day does not equal a bad week. A bad week does not equal a bad month. A bad month doesn't equal a bad year, and having a bad year does not equal a bad life. So you might be going through something right now that's really hard, and you might be feeling really bad, but this is only a tiny bit of what your life is. Even if you've had a bad few years, you still have to believe that there's going to be so many more good years ahead of you. And, you know, you've probably had some good years in the past, right? Like, you know that you're able to enjoy life. You know that you're able to have that good day. And all it takes is you going to sleep, waking up, and starting a new day. That new day holds brand new possibility. You could have the worst Thursday of your life and wake up tomorrow and everything can be different. You can have the best Friday of your life. And I think that's what life is all about, right? Is for everything It's so true. You can have, you have your 24 hours in a day. Maybe you were awake for 16 hours, let's say. Say you had one really bad moment. Maybe at 1 p.m. something really bad happened. And now you immediately classify your day as a bad day. Because you're focusing on that one thing that happened. When you had another 15 hours that day, was it bad before that bad thing happened? Was anything else that happened afterward bad, or was it just your mood changed and made everything bad? I've been going through a really hard time in my life. Again, for those of you who have been on the stream for a while, just a lot of change and a lot of uncertainty. And I'll have days where I'm really down, and I have to remind myself, good things are going to come. Don't talk to me right before my period, because then nothing good is coming, and I know it. And then I'll slap a diaper on. No. Why am I the way that I am? Why am I the way that I am? Why am I the way that I am? I don't know. And as silly as it is, it's not silly. But I think of all the terrible things going on in this world, and I think we all know, to some extent, there's a level of suffering that people are going through right now. I am so grateful to have just the bare necessities, because I realize that people don't have those. I have a roof over my head. I have clean drinking water. I have food. I have people in my life who I can reach out to if I need something. I'm so rich in those bare necessities that people do not have. There are people that would kill to have what I have and be in the position that I'm in, and sometimes you just kind of have to remind yourself of that, even in your darkest, lowest of times. And again, that's not to take away from, as I said before, you're allowed to have your own struggles, you're allowed to feel some type of way about your struggles. They're all valid. But that reminder that some people have it so much worse than you, it can kind of bring you down to earth a little bit. I too was thinking of that song when I said it and had to stop myself. Also, I have Invisalign in right now, so if at any point you're like, wow, her teeth are really shiny, it's the Invisalign. I apologize in advance if this sounds loud. How do you feel about like mic pumping and swirling? Some people are into that. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. But I just like to, I guess, let people know, number one, that they're loved. Let people know that they're not alone. Just kind of that reminder that everyone's going through some stuff. David, don't make it weird. As I've seen people do a lot of this, and it's hard to not make a joke. is supposed to help you with breathing exercises. I don't use it for that. I actually purchased this for my mother as a Christmas present a few years ago. She never used it, so I stole it because I like the way it sounds when you tap on it. I wonder if the psychiatrist heard the diaper story. She did not hear the diaper story. I think I gave her a pretty vague, like, oh, I went to North Carolina and tried to date. That's over. I have to make an appointment with her. I was supposed to see her like a month and a half ago and I didn't. I really only need her at this point to prescribe me Klonopin. Judy, you are special. I'd say you're most special because you know where I got the massage sound from, because again, that video went viral on TikTok. Tens of thousands of people saw me talk about that. I have no shame whatsoever. And yes, benzos for the win. I would not be here today if it was not for benzodiazepines. I'm going to tell you that right now. There is no shame in my benzo game. I don't abuse it. I actually only take it a couple times a week as needed. Like just when I feel a panic, really coming on. And I would never drink alcohol whilst on a benzo. Just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there. 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 Luckily, I'm not a big drinker. But the problem is, if I were to drink, it ramps up my anxiety. And because I have a panic disorder, sometimes it gets to a point where I start to lose control if the anxiety grows too much, and then all I want to do is take my Klonopin. But I can't. So then I just freak out all night. I'm not talking like getting wasted, I'm talking like I have 2 drinks. Oh my god, I thought that was open. That would have been a nightmare. If you couldn't tell before, my nails are looking fantastic. massaging me? No one. I have to get fake massages from strangers on YouTube. Relax, 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 relax. Really gonna run my fingers back through that scalp. I hit my elbow. Also, my cords are all tied up. Hang on a second. Okay. I want to get the other side of your head, right in your temple there. I swear to you, when I get a point of view head massage like that, and I have a headache, it really does help it go away. It's fantastic. So if anyone watches this back and has a headache, I hope that this is helping take some of the tension out of your skull. David, you're funny as hell. But it does make me curious to go search up diaper ASMR now. I don't want to, but like I do, you know. If you do go search it, let me know. You're gonna have to be the brave soldier, because I just don't think I'm gonna do it. ASMR over the years has gotten a bit strange. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of clear some of that stress away. It was kind of like dandruff, you know, we removed some of it, now it's just flakes all over you. So I'm gonna just try to... Oh my gosh. Get rid of some of that. Okay. And I'm gonna pump some good energy back into you. So I'm gonna take this good energy and put it right back into you. Put it right back into you, put it right back into you. Make sure you get all the good energy put back into you. much nicer winters than I do up here. That's cool. I'm so Midwest that anytime I see a palm tree, I'm like, palm tree. Need to take a picture of it. It's very exciting. Palm trees are so exciting. I wish we had palm trees, but I guess then I wouldn't find them so exciting, because they would just be everywhere all the time. I'm glad the hurricane evaded you. That's great. Oh my god, Judy's still here. Judy, pardon my ignorance. Do you have palm trees where you live? Like, in my mind, I picture there being palm trees in Egypt. But Egypt is so big. Maybe some parts have palm trees, some parts don't have palm trees. I don't know. Again, pardon my ignorance. I have not been there. I don't know. And us in America, we think that the world revolves around us over here, don't we? So it doesn't revolve around us. I never left alive. I hope that when your Wi-Fi lagged, I wasn't frozen on like a sort of face. I like that you have palm trees, that's cool. Yeah, the world doesn't revolve around us, it's crazy. I really don't want to upset any patriotic Americans that might pop in here, but every time people talk about how America's the best at everything, it's just laughable. I'm like, have you ever seen anywhere else in the world? Our quality of life is not that great. Oh, I wasn't frozen like that. Good. And kind of going back to what I said earlier, I'm grateful because people have it worse in other places, but you're also allowed to point out the areas where you may fall short. And we fall short in many areas. Wait, Judy, are you saying people from there think that we aren't as great as we claim we are? Or they do think we're great? I'm gonna guess that they do not think we're great. It's always eye-opening. Like, I've been on like TikTok videos where people, from other countries are always amazed at like the maternity leave situation here, for example, or how much hospital bills cost. Like, to have a baby here costs so much money, and people in other countries are like, we paid $0. I got a year off with my baby. And people here are like, I paid $100,000 to have a baby. I got 8 weeks off. How is that the best in the world? Just silly. But we pay for bombs. We love war. I might have been exaggerating on that, but it is tens of thousands of dollars. We finally defeated high egg prices, though. I haven't bought eggs in a while. Are they looking good? I got gas the other day and I was like, why are the gas prices still so high? Gosh. Aren't they supposed to be cheap by now? Life is just so expensive, but I mean, that's just the way of the world now. bad things to my hair. It was a lot of mousse. Let's do it again. I ain't got nowhere to be in the morning. That's the energy I bring to the table. That was bad. Let's do it again. It's just like hard now and like curled in weird places. This is very vulnerable of me to be like on the internet, not completely dolled up, because I'm just one of those people. It's so annoying. Like, I always need to have my makeup done and very aware of my outfit, and can't go anywhere without your eyeliner, mascara, contour, because you just never know who you're gonna run into. The one time you don't wear makeup when you go out, you run into your friend's mom from elementary school. That happened last week. My life philosophy is actually terrible. I am so doom and gloom all the time. But you caught me in a good mood, so I'm spreading it. I am a good time. What's your TikTok and Instagram? It is not the same, that's for sure. I'm gonna tell you this in good faith. You should go check out my, if you have TikTok, go check out my TikTok. I forget the exact number. I have about 65,000 followers over there, and there's no ASMR. I'm telling you that right now. It's a mess. There's some like funny content. There's me being just really gay on there. If you do check out my TikTok, you know how you can see near the top, what's the word I want to use? Like, you can have like a video series. I have a video series. Titled like dating profile videos or something. That's a good chip. After your diaper experience, caring about being perfect. I'm an enigma. So if you go to my TikTok, it's called mstay90. I'm gonna spell it out for you. Okay. E as in egg. M. Ferris, stop moving around. That's not the name. Stop breathing so loud. Okay, EMSTAY. Why, as in, why did you talk about pooping in a onesie? Or did I? EMSTAY 90, but spelled NINETY. EMSTAY mstay90. mstay90. I was born in 1990. That's where the 90 comes from. And at one point it was a 9 and a 0, but I felt the need to spell it out phonetically to be interesting. interesting. Emstayninety. And my name is Meg. Some people come and they assume my name is like Emily because of the EM. It's not. My name is Meg. Like every other girl born in 1990 America, my name is Megan. Okay guys, I'm gonna do a few more minutes because I think I may be getting a little sleepy and also my phone's gonna die, so because I didn't charge it. I do want to extend my deepest gratitude again to especially the few of you who have been hanging out with me for a lot of the time I've been on. I've been live now for about 109 minutes, and I swear some of you have been here almost that entire time. Judy, looking at you, girl. My Egyptian queen, Judy. David, you've been here a long time. I really appreciate those people that show up for you, so thank you. I promise I'll hop on here again at some point and shoot the shit. Have some more interesting stories to share. Our fave, gloomy koala. I am a gloomy koala. Glad to hear it was worth it. Glad to hear you enjoyed it. It was a mess. That's how I roll. I am a mess. I'm a mess. My initials are also MES. I was gonna just say something really profound there before I started talking about my initials. It must have been really important. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. David Christopher. David Christopher. David Christopher. David Christopher. David Christopher. I promise you I will be coming on live again, and don't feel like you have to make it. I will upload any lives that I do. You can always come check back if you just wanna to feel out my vibes. You guys are all sick individuals for liking my vibe. Alright, you guys, thank you for finding me tonight. I hope that I could either give you a little bit of relaxation